fantastic.
I remembered. Okay, so we have a surprise for you girls. Two surprises, and an open forum to ask questions. So I am gonna make a messenger party for all of us to join, and then you're gonna add your customers. And it's gonna start tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific. So start inviting. I'll put a couple different scripts in our Boss Babes. One is longer, one shorter, and it's something you want to send out to everyone, not everyone on your Facebook, but people that have never ever bought from you. I mean, you really have to put out a lot of messages because this is something like people join mine that haven't either bought for a long time or have never done anything with me. The only thing is before you invite them, make sure they're not friends with a Mary Kay consultant. So always do that. Or if they respond to you, you can say, "Do you have a Mary Kay consultant?" Because we want to be respectful of each other. And because Trisha and I got two yesterday from consultants, so they obviously weren't checking. It takes a little longer, but it's worth it and it makes you look more professional. And we both responded to the one girl at least and said,
She
"Hey,
responded back to me very appreciative. So
mm-hmm,
thankfully the eloquence of what I wrote, what I showed you,
yeah,
it was a positive response. So I was very thankful for that.
yeah." She didn't respond to me yet, but oh, the
I
thing
would,
that's so funny is she's in our meetings on Monday night that I help to lead. So, anyways, but Mary, you raised your hand.
yes. Sorry, I had to plug in my laptop. I would recommend or encourage you guys to, you can still invite customers, but invite friends that are, friends with you on Facebook. And if you have a mutual, if I'm looking and I'm friends with somebody who's also friends with Cynthia, and Liz, and MB, I might go ahead and still message her and say, "Hey, are you working with one of them?" Because I did find over the years several times I would be like doing birthday messages. I'm not going to message her because we have several mutual friends in Mary Kay. Turned out none of us were servicing her. So just make sure that if you reach out to somebody that does have a mutual friend in Mary Kay, that you ask them. But I do encourage you to still reach out and
Can
do
I
it
say
both to your
something else?
customers and that
Yeah.
and non-customers. Yeah.
Um, what I told the girl is I don't delete my messages, and that way every year we contact the same birthday people, and so that way I'll tend to leave those people, and that way if I message them, I'm like, oh crap, that's right, I did message her. She has a consultant or whatever. And so that just helps me out too. And most of them are polite, but I don't want to continue doing it because then it becomes a situation where they're not as,
Right.
like.
And Kim, you can totally do it. Invite people because you can go back and look if they responded. So, because I didn't respond to some people because I didn't see it because I try to turn my phone off at 8 if I possibly can. And so I responded to people the next day. And
Okay.
then people were still responding. I did it Sunday night
Okay.
and people were still responding.
Okay. It's my
The
last
next,
midnight, so yeah. Okay. Good.
yeah, still invite people,
Okay.
you know. And then the other thing is following up with Mary and Trisha. Anybody can do this business, okay? Because
Yes.
I made a huge, huge, huge mistake. And some of my leads from an event I did in Colorado Springs, this lady was the first to book with me, and we did a Zoom. And she's like, "Oh, I have so much Mary Kay." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I never asked her if she had a consultant." And I was And so I'm like, oh, who's your consultant? And she told me she lives in another state. And I'm like, oh, well, we don't take anybody from anybody. I'm sorry. I should have asked you that. And we did the Time Wise repair and the microdermabrasion. And she had never tried those. And I don't think she had tried. She used the Time Wise Miracle Set. But the big thing that was very interesting to me is she's used Mary Kay for years and her daughter too. And she'd never heard of the microdermabrasion and never used it. And so I was like, "We'll talk to you." And she loved it because I have them do it only on one side. And she was like shocked at how good it felt. And I was like shocked at how she hadn't tried it for years. So anyway, I said, you go back to your consultant, but we had a lot of fun and I got to know you. And yeah, have a
And
good
if
night.
anything ever happens to her consultant, if her consultant decides to not do Mary Kay anymore, she's going to know you, Cynthia.
She
And
did say that. She did say,
yes,
I'll save your number because if my girl doesn't, if she stops doing it, then I know you. And I was
yep,
like, yeah, that's fine, but call her and talk to her about the microdermabrasion. So I
yes.
made a huge mistake. Like I said, anybody can do this. I should have, that's one of the questions you always ask before you book the appointment. So, anyways, yeah, Anna.
I just want to say I have been meeting with a lot of people, and the people that I have met with that do have a consultant, a lot of the consultants just push a catalog at them and they don't really take care of them. They don't really send them samples or try to get together with them for new things. Like maybe the person has been buying an eyeliner for 20 years, but they've
Mhm.
never tried our skincare or our body care or these other things. That's not really being a consultant. And the only reason I'm mentioning this is because these ladies are buying those products from other companies. So if you're already selling them a lip liner or a lip gloss or whatever, you have such an opportunity to expand not only your sales but their product offering, because
So,
they're buying these things somewhere else.
so this would be a training maybe for another day, but that reminds me, Bridget Moore is a sales director in Mary Kay. And I had her as a trainer earlier this year, and I was rewatching her or listening to as I was driving her training. And she is you can get the information about the Shake Up Your Makeup on In Touch. And that's actually her little brainchild baby that came from a customer. She had a goal to do million. Long story short, she missed. Her customer said, "Can we meet for coffee? I want to tell you why you missed your goal." This
Oh,
wasn't a
yeah,
team
that was
member.
great
This wasn't a
training.
yes. And she met with her customer, and her customer dumped out her makeup bag and said, "How many Mary Kay items?" And I could be wrong on this, ladies, but I think it was like 3 Mary Kay items that she always bought. She's like, "Of course, those are your 3." And she said, "How many non-Mary Kay items?" She's like, "If you would have just met with me and asked, what else am I using? And if you converted 20% of your customers' non-Mary Kay items to Mary Kay items, you'd have done million." And so that just it's kind of like a thought process, kind of piggybacking on what Anna says. I've had customers who they order only the Downtown Brown lipstick, nothing more. She ordered it for herself and her mom. And then being willing to send samples with those items, and asking to just give it, give me her opinion of it, and compared to what she's currently using. And I don't convert everybody to Mary Kay. But that is something, and I've seen recently on a tracking sheet that I was thinking, okay, I should do something like that for those customers who are only color customers. I would have a little blank spot on the tracking sheet to know she's not on my skincare, or at
Yep.
least trying my skincare. If she'll try it and give me the opinion.
I have a really long-term customer who I asked her whether she wanted to try glass skin, or I asked her whether she wanted to try Shake Up Your Makeup. And she buys all the skincare from me, and she buys makeup from me too. I was shocked. After I left the appointment, she spent $200. So there are items that she wasn't getting from me because we just never addressed it. And
Mhm.
I was really shocked. She loved the cream eye colors. Um, and then she actually told me that she loves these ones that they're like a crayon, and we don't provide
We
those.
used to have the At Play line. It
Correct.
was kind of like a crayon.
And
But getting to meet with your customer like that, you guys, we all have the ability, each and every one of us, to reach out to Mary Kay and say, hey, I've been meeting with my customers and they really want to see something like this. You know, 8 out of 10 of the last people I met with had these in their bags, and we don't have anything to compare to. Now, it doesn't mean Mary Kay will bring it out for us, but they do listen to what we ask for. And if enough of us are asking because we are seeing what our customers want, then they do listen and bring things out or back.
right, but I was shocked because she spends a lot of money with me, a lot of money. Her sales tickets are always 300 plus, but she spent $200 on things that she had not been buying from me, that I had missed, that I had missed. So
Yeah.
I was pretty shocked.
And then another way to, well, same with Anna, is I talked to a very good customer and I just called her to see how she was doing because she buys a lot. And she's like, oh, I need lifting serum. I need this. I need that. What else do I need? And I described products to her. I said, you can get what you want. I want you to use it.
Mm-hmm.
And she ordered over $450. So, yeah. And then she decided to become a consultant because she orders so much. So, anyway, so that was interesting that I just called her to see how she was doing, you know. And yeah, like Anna said, I never had a consultant who really followed up with me. And so when my daughters and I and a friend of theirs went to Rachel, or no, I won a skincare class, a beauty experience, and it was with Mary Catherine. And it was Rachel and Sarah, our daughters, myself, and one of their friends. And Rachel signed up that day. And then she talked me into signing up. And so I wanted to be the consultant that followed up with people because I was like, I probably would have bought more if these different consultants would have followed up with me. So,
Mm-hmm.
And you know what, Cynthia, do you ever wonder, like we have some consultants that start their businesses and then they never really, really gel or get started. And I have to wonder if it's because they're just working to sell out of the catalog and they don't really understand that a beauty consultant is going to actually consult and they're going to actually find ways to help people. It's not just selling a product. We're actually providing a service that is so necessary that you can't get anywhere else. You can't get it at the makeup counter at Sephora or Ulta. These people don't know what we know.
right. So, and then the other thing is you really, really, really want to call people with these eyeshadows that are going out. So, because you might not have, like Mary or Anna or Trisha said, you might not have a makeup customer, but they'll see these colors going out and they're like, oh, how some people are, they're like, oh, I don't want to miss this. And they've never bought eyeshadows, but they'll buy eyeshadows because these are going out. And Trisha, you explained it so well Monday night. I'm going to let you explain why they're doing, because I didn't understand and I should have watched the video. And she did the job that I should have done.
When I saw all the eyeshadows going away and I saw burnished bronze and rustic, I was like, oh my goodness, I like practically wear those every single day. I'm like, ah. So but they said watch the video. So I'm like, okay. And so the way they explained it is the company has to think not just the United States, because the United States, I don't know. I'm like, well, but it's all about us, the United States. And so they're like, they didn't say that, but that's what I thought. But they said, but worldwide, we have to keep worldwide what is selling. And also I'm sure they're trying to keep our costs down and try to, be practical of what's selling. So I think they're revamping everything. And what I remember is they are going to bring out new colors, limited edition. And I thought they said, because it's been a minute since I watched it, I would encourage you to watch it. It isn't that long. But they are going to bring new things out, but they're going to start working through the rest of the color line because they need to keep it all, if it's selling here, but yet not selling in other countries, it just, does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, that
It
makes
does.
sense.
Now, you guys should know it doesn't mean our Chroma Fusion, and it's not all the colors, it's only
Exactly.
certain ones. And the Chroma Fusion product, the formula, that's not going away. It's
No,
just certain
no.
colors. Yes.
And most of the
Yeah.
colors, I was like, okay, I don't use as much. It was just really only those two. I'm surprised they're
Yeah.
getting rid of the Desert Rose Blush.
Yeah, me too, because I use that and I use
I
Sweet
use that
Plum.
too.
I use Desert Rose. I use Sweet Plum and Frozen Iris. So, but
Yeah, but definitely. I mean, in the almost 30 years I've been selling Mary Kay, anytime the company's gotten rid of something, they've always come out with something better. And the
Mhm.
times where they really possibly did make a error, they've brought Downtown Brown back.
yeah,
They do listen to us, or eventually they bring something. It's like, okay, that is better. So
Yep.
I do
Yeah,
trust the
so-
company.
and
I'm
we have
going to show you really quickly. This is Sandy's before and after. And she could tell the story. I believe she's at work, so she'll have to tell it later. But this is her before and after with using our skincare after a motorcycle accident. And I know there's a couple other consultants and directors that have shared their before and afters of how amazing our skincare is, not just for everyday use, but
Mhm.
how you look at Sandy, you would never know that she was in such a horrific accident.
no.
So totally off topic, but I finally found it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna make the group now, and just know that the other party that I had, I made it less than 24 hours before. So we've got about 48 hours almost. So I'm gonna make it now, and Mary is gonna do sort of like an open forum to get your opinion, but we are gonna do another party for you like we do once a month. So she's gonna do that, and I'm gonna make this party and invite you guys.
Yes. So I am so glad, Cynthia, that you came up with the idea to do the 15-minute party as a group. And you guys, like Cynthia said, she did one less than 24 hours. So be inviting, follow up, fortunes in the follow up. We heard it many times during recognition this morning. So keep checking in with people and invite both customers and just your friends and family, and just be honest. And you can ask chat for to help fix it up and make it sound like you, but basically say, hey, our group is trying out something new. No pressure, but would you pop in and like scroll through? It's just 15 minutes a post. Would you scroll through and give me your opinion of the party? Because we would love to have their feedback, because that can help us to alter it. And you just never know. You may end up with a new skincare customer, a new color customer, or even a new team member. So our special event that we want to do is a melt proof your makeup. Who gets sweaty and gross and then loses their makeup, right? Okay. Would you guys all like to know how to keep your makeup on even when you're all sweaty and gross? Okay. So last week I actually did this for my customers because I think I was putting insulation in our processing room. And so I was literally dripping with sweat. And then at the end of the day, it was Father's Day. Because Lando and I decided, okay, we're going to run in right before the place closes and buy all the sheeting we needed to cover up the insulation. So I have literally been sweating all day long. I'm like, well, I have to get out of the clothes that I got insulation in, went and changed, like peeked into the mirror, and I was like, oh my gosh, I actually look okay. Like I look good for having sweat all day long. And it was seriously the way I did my makeup, and then making sure instead of wiping my makeup off when I was sweating, I was blotting myself as I was
Yeah.
sweating. That,
And I think we talked after that, and I had no idea. No idea.
yes, yep. I think you and I got on camera, and
Yeah.
yep, you could not tell. So, I was so excited. I have shared about it all week long in my VIP group, how the melt proof your makeup, sweat proof, it's layers, using our products and layering. So it'll be an evening time, but I can, depending on what you guys want to do, I can actually wash my face and reapply. Or I can have my makeup on after we're going to be in a heat wave for a while now, according to the news, till like the beginning of October. We're going to see 90s here regularly. So I can have my makeup all done and pop on that evening and wash it off, but talk about my steps that I did. And first and foremost, it's the skincare that is the most important. If I don't do good skincare, then my skin isn't going to be able to breathe properly. So what's your guys' thoughts, opinions, input?
I think it's pretty incredible. I'll be excited. I was watching what you guys were doing on Messenger while I was gone, but it was pretty hectic. But a 15-minute party, that sounds pretty easy, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
you just have like some posts that you post and people are on, and I'll be excited to see how that works.
Correct. So, well, and Anna, the 15-minute party is going to happen tomorrow night. So
Yeah,
you be
I mean,
inviting your friends and customers into it for sure.
I will, because I want to
Yes.
see how it works. So today, that's what I'll be working on. Besides, I have some appointments today, but
Awesome. Anybody else?
let me ask you real quick, Mary. On
Yeah.
the 15-minute party, it's just posting. There's no live, no nothing, right?
There is no live. It's literally in Facebook Messenger. So it's posting. There's some voice recordings, just to kind of shake things up. So there'll be verbiage messages, there'll be photos, and there'll be some voice recordings. And I have transcribed some of mine. My first 15-minute party was with or for my sister. She's a consultant in our unit, and she is she's completely profoundly deaf. And she has friends that are profoundly deaf and hard of hearing. And so rather than doing any voice ones in her group, I actually transcribed them into words. And so you can make a mix of it, but it goes super fast. And then the fortune is in the follow-up. You'll have people respond right away, and then you can tell when they've seen them, or just follow up later on and say, okay, privately, I haven't, Lorelai, I haven't seen you comment in there, and I can't see, did you get to see them or not? Because with so many, you might not be able to notice the scene. We only had 10 people in the group that we did. And so we didn't see, it was easy to see all 10 people had seen them. But you guys, if we have 100 people in that group, then you wouldn't know. Or, even 20 people in that group sometimes might be harder to see. So anybody else?
Not necessarily on the messenger party. I like the idea of the makeup and that. None of my customers buy makeup. So I'll still invite them and invite. I mean, that's the other event we're doing, right?
That is the other event. Now I have a
Okay,
question for
okay.
you. Do they not buy makeup from you because none of them wear makeup, or are they buying it somewhere else?
They just don't
Okay.
wear makeup. One of them might buy some eyeshadow, and I let her know about which ones are going out of stock. So she put
Mhm.
some on the list. I'm waiting for some more orders. She does that. But I think one person or two people buy mascara, and that's it. So
So, well, kudos because skincare is the most important.
yeah.
And I would rather have more skincare customers than color customers. I love my color customers. But excuse me, I let everybody know that foundation is actually the final step in their skincare. And the
Okay.
reason being is I've got this story that I tell everybody that kind of like solidifies it and shares it. And that is my cousin was going through college and she was mucking stalls at a horse barn for, to help pay her way through college. And so
Mhm.
she was like, no need to wear my CC cream at the barn. I'll do my skincare and I'm going to go shovel manure. Okay. So she did that. And she called me one day and I can still remember the area I was driving down the road as we're having this conversation. And she said, Mary, I have scarred myself for life. Like I'm ruined, massive big breakouts right down here. And it's just done. Had to, calm her down. You're not scarred for life. We'll get you fixed. She said, but I've learned a really big lesson. My CC cream blocks the dirt
Mhm.
and particles and even stuff. I mean, okay, shoveling manure and dirt, you're going to see dust, but even just walking out through my grass, there's nothing around me. It's clean, fresh air, but there's still particles that are getting into my pores. And
Mhm.
so that CC cream, it doesn't have to be full foundation like our matte or luminous, but that
Sure.
CC cream adds that protective layer so that stuff doesn't get down into their pores,
Mhm.
causing more breakouts, aging earlier, those types of things. So you're welcome to
Okay.
share the story about my cousin. And she's
Sure.
not scarred for life. She used our skincare, cleaned out, got her microdermabrasion to get rid of the acne scars from where her big breakouts had happened.
Okay.
Yeah,
But that's how I have more customers on our foundation than not.
yeah, ladies, if you will talk about foundation as being the final step, like Mary said, and then if you can give them a visual, it's the windshield that blocks the micropollutants from getting into the pores and creating issues.
Great.
That really helps, even if all they use is a primer. So, like for Mary's, the foundation primer is still a foundation. It's going to
Yeah.
create that windshield and it's going to keep all those pollutants from getting in and creating acne. And
I had not thought about our foundation primer being a
Yeah.
foundation, but
it's
you're
a
right.
primer,
That would be
it's a
complete.
foundation. Yeah.
Yes,
It's
that would
just
be a completely clear.
right.
So
So
if they're
that
like, no,
run
I don't
off
want to add
their
color.
face. Yeah, won't
Mhm.
run off their face. And that's what I always impress upon people who tell me they don't wear makeup because they don't want to have their face break out or get spots. I know when we were talking to at India's party, she had her sister was talking about how great she really liked the way she got the foundation pack, but even just the primer to keep things from getting in.
Yep.
So that's another thing. Just it's the windshield that protects from the micropollutants that will pollute your skin.
Yes. And when we would be in Eastern Oregon hunting, we're in the wilderness for like 3 weeks or the month. And we'd come out of the camp trailer, super easy. I could be done in less than a minute. Wash my face, simple skincare. And as I'm walking out the door, I have squeezed, a pump, maybe 2 pumps of the CC cream. And I'm doing this as I walk out. And we're walking down dusty trails and everything. But at the end of the day, I was able to wash it all off because it was that barrier.
Yeah.
Thank you. I like that.
You're most welcome.
I
Yeah.
like that. Windshield, like Anna said, and what you're talking about. That's good.
Yes.
Yeah, and for those people who don't like makeup, the primer's not scary because they can apply it without even looking since it's clear.
Yes. Yep.
I
Our
should use
CC creams
myself.
are
Sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. Go ahead, Kim.
I was going to say before, I know Anna was always, before when I was purchasing from her, she was the CC cream, and I just don't like wearing a lot of it. And I'll tell you what, I use it every day. I work at a dog boarding place and I work midnight sometimes and I'm with the dogs and I put it on and I've gotten two no's from some of the ladies there, but I just like want to show them really it's not makeup. I'm not wearing that's all I wear.
Mhm.
It's the cleanse, I do the cleansing and use the CC cream, and I wear my lipstick. I always do because I have very dry lips. And yeah, I need to use myself as being able to talk about this primer and the CC cream. I love it. So
And
It's just in conversation. It's
Mhm.
not a pushy sales. It's just sharing because you're excited about it.
yeah, I've never
know?
used it ever. Any type of anything, nothing.
ladies,
So
the CC cream, if you can compare it to a Snapchat filter, because it doesn't look like makeup. It
yeah,
really makes you look like a smoother, better you without making you look
Mhm.
made up. So I call the CC cream a Snapchat filter.
yeah, I like
That's
that.
funny too. Anna, you have some of the most amazing little phrases. The windshield, the Snapchat
Yeah.
filter.
Because
I
because I'm weird.
no, you're not. No, you're not. I love that though, because I will never forget. I'm not one to really like filters, okay? Because I sell skincare. So I want people when they see a photo of me, it's real. And I will never forget one time scrolling through, playing on Snapchat and realized the filters. And I was like, oh my goodness, that's all that girl posts is that Snapchat filter. It was one of those like mind blowing aha moments of that's how her skin always looks the way it looks.
Yeah, because
And I,
in real life, she doesn't look that way, right? But
no,
CC cream actually makes you look
you,
like a Snapchat filter, like your skin is perfect. When
mm-hmm,
you use it with the primer. And so if you can relay that, if you can give that visual, that picture to a customer, they'll be able to relate with you. And then they're not like, oh, I don't want to put all this stuff on my face and look, like I'm wearing a lot of foundation. Doesn't look that
mm-hmm,
way.
love it. Anybody else? I'd love some input. What would you guys rather see? Would you like to see me wash my face at the end of the day and I'm just on camera like, look, I did this melt proof your makeup look, and wash it off. Anna can probably explain the repair set as I'm using it. Or would you like to see me jump on with bare skin, having just used my repair set, and do the melt proof your makeup look on that event? Because even if it's evening, it's fine. I can wash my face again. That's no problem at all. What's your opinions? What would you guys rather see? Explain it or just do it?
You said explain it.
Explain it. I can totally explain it, and yet I will be wearing it so you
Yeah.
can see. This is how it looks at the end of a day. Oftentimes I'm up at 5 a.m. And so here I did my makeup at 6 o'clock in the morning. It's 8 o'clock at night my time, or 8:30 at night my time. And this is how my face looks. And these are the products I used.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I added everyone that's on this page except India. I'm not friends with you on Facebook.
I don't have a Facebook. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's okay. That's
Um,
okay. I don't think Margaret does either. So,
Okay.
yeah, Anna can help you with other parties.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Wait,
Well,
promote India. She had a really great first party. Like she was able to get qualified with her first party. She did great.
Awesome.
yay.
oh,
Thank you.
Now, I don't know it for a fact, but I think you can have Messenger without having a Facebook. I
I
could be
think you
wrong.
can. Yeah, you can. You're
But
right.
but the other thing is if you're like I don't want even Facebook Messenger, you can take these parties and be able to use them in a texting format by creating a group and having, texting it out with their phone numbers.
Can you do this on? I'm just curious because I know it's on Instagram. Can you do this on Instagram? Can you do an Instagram?
I don't do a whole lot with Instagram. Can you group message on Instagram like you can on Facebook?
I think you can, and because they have the same amount of things as Facebook does, like with live chats and then like the group parties and stuff. I'm pretty sure that they do.
Yeah, so you can probably create a group message and just message everybody through the group message on Instagram then.
Okay.
I have one last question because I have Instagram, but I'm not real sure what the, I know Instagram is prettier and a little bit more positive. There's not as much, it's just more, I don't know. It's more like looking at a fun magazine than it is like Facebook where you get a lot of opinions. But what is the draw of an Instagram versus a Facebook? What is it? Because there's way prettier stuff going on Instagram when I look at it.
This is more video because it's more videos. Instagram is about the videos and not so much the post
Yeah.
Okay.
book.
Too
And
bad.
They're shorter, they're usually shorter posts if they're posts. And I think oftentimes this is not a hard rule, but I think as a general rule, it has to do with the genres, the different age generations and who likes which better. Kind of like way back when we had MySpace and then Facebook came out and the younger people were jumping on Facebook and the older people were like, no, I like my MySpace. Or what was it? AOL before that, like it just is moving along. So
I still have
that's-
AOL.
There is
now,
They
Go
say
ahead,
the
Kim.
government doesn't follow you as much if you're on AOL. Not that I'm a
Oh.
conspiracy theorist or anything.
there's a Mary Kay lady that does that I follow, and I can't remember her name, and she does lots of videos, lots of different things. But it's also if you have Instagram and and I'm not a friend with her on Instagram, but it automatically pops into Instagram as well too, which I kind of like.
is her name Sarah and you're because you can
Stefan,
follow them.
Sarah something.
I think it is.
I think that's
She's-
who I follow.
She is
and I
like
what
you would not believe it. I think she's 45 or 47
Yeah,
or something
exactly.
like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, she definitely doesn't look it. Yeah, she pops into my feed quite a lot too.
Yeah, but she
And-
goes into but it pops into Instagram too. So I'm able to see it and I can hit like, but not a lot of people see then what I like on Instagram. It seems to be like more private or something. I don't know. I don't know enough about it, but
It's kind of like the Target versus Walmart.
maybe, yeah.
I don't know if that's a good analogy or not, but you know how like Target,
They both have similar things. It's just which one you choose to want to go to.
right? But like I don't know, Target, like I don't know. Actually, Walmart has a lot of cute things right now. I was surprised. I went there. My mom needed to go get some things, and it was Scottsdale Walmart. Woo. Nice.
All right. So does anybody have any questions about anything? It doesn't have to be what we've talked about tonight or this morning, I mean.
So like I had a question and then I got a brain fart.
India, because you know what? I know you're young, and I get those too. I'll go into a room and I forget what I went for.
Oh, I do that.
I remember the next day. Now it takes me a while to remember.
Yeah, I do that.
Now, India, are you in our Voxer group?
I
The
don't
what
think-
group?
I don't think she got on yet. I asked.
Okay.
No, not yet. So you'll have to add her. Well, you have to download Voxer.
I think
And
I
then you,
it.
You can send me your profile name, and then I'll add you.
Okay.
That way,
Okay.
if you ever think of anything, I mean, of course, you're able to just reach out and ask on it, but you're also more than welcome to, ask in the Boss Babes group, or if you think of it while we're still on, then definitely just ask.
Okay.
Deb, you are so welcome.
Okay, I think if I didn't add somebody, just let me know
Okay.
and then I'll add them. So, because I'm not friends with everyone on Anna and Mary's team, you know.
How,
So,
And you guys,
just curiosity, if India's not on Facebook, but you can be in Messenger without being on Facebook. Yeah, I've had a Messenger party before and somebody wasn't, but how do you put them in if they're not on Facebook? You know, I could Google it, I suppose.
yeah, Google would be my friend there. Um, but as you get yeses, even if it's this morning, add them to the group. Just start adding them, and we'll do, you know, one, maybe two welcome posts today, tomorrow type of a thing to just that way there's something for them to see and they're not like, wow, I was added to this group and there's nothing in it. I'm gonna leave. So we'll add a little something, but then the meat and potatoes of it all will happen tomorrow night. So just be adding them now. That way you don't have to worry about it when they say yes. And I would love to hear, guys, next week, track your numbers. So how many people you ask, how many people said yes, how many people said no, because we're going for the no's. And it is really a numbers thing.
yes.
Oh my
so-
goodness, Deb is on 4 hours of sleep. I'm so glad that you stayed on, but you do need your beauty rest.
I'm still adding people. So, I mean, these are all consultants so far.
Yes.
So, and
I do
I'm
have,
adding consultants that, you know, only
Liz,
order like once a
do you-
year, you
for
know.
the messengers, how do you add people to the group? I've never
so
done
let me open. I'm sure that Cynthia has already added me, so
Yeah,
it'll
I
show
think
me.
everyone can add people, right?
Cynthia, will you send like some sort of a message into that group, a little emoji or something? That way it pops up on mine.
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
That's a really good question, Liz.
It
So
is a good question.
I will show you from
Um,
my cell phone in a moment.
Okay.
Um,
Deb, I love
Yeah.
your goal of 15 contacts a day.
oh my gosh, so far
You're-
on track. That's great.
Fantastic.
So,
Have you sent a
Um,
little something?
yeah, I did. I
Yeah.
put, hi everyone. Kim is on. Kim Monemeyer is on. Do you guys see it?
I do
It's-
not see it.
I do.
Let's see. There must be a way to send it to people. Send the link.
I just put hi.
Oh, oh yeah, I see it, Liz. Let me see.
Okay,
Okay.
so I don't see that one, but in another group
Deb.
chat that I'm at on here, when you open the messenger on your upper right hand corner, there's a little eye. The very far
There.
corner one.
Okay.
If you click on that, then it'll tell you add people.
Okay.
Do you see that?
Yep.
Okay, that's how you're going to add people.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, you guys, if we don't have any more questions, we are at our hour. So we want to be respectful of your time, but Cynthia will keep adding everybody in. And if you don't see it, reach out so that we can make sure that you're in that group. Be inviting everybody, not just your Mary Kay customers, but ask and use it as a like, hey, I'm not so sure about this one. I've never done one before. Will you critique it for me and give me your opinion? Because most everybody loves to give their opinion, and you just never know. They might be like, whoa, I didn't know that about Mary Kay. I didn't know that. You know, the story I will tell people is that when I started, my mom was like, my daughter sells lipstick. Went to college, was working in office management, quit to stay home with the kids. And actually I was a consultant for a year before that. But, my daughter sells lipstick, and then she went to seminar with me, and she was my driving force for the rest of her life. Pushing me forward because she's seen the bigger picture of so much more that Mary Kay offers than just lipstick. And so you just never know. It might be somebody on your friends list who's thinking, oh, she sells lipstick.
Okay.
I don't need lipstick. But there's so much more to Mary Kay. So, all right, you guys, have a fantastic week. I look forward to seeing you all on our 15-minute party, and we'll talk later.
Hi, ladies.
Bye.
Okay.